want some mentality where people get towards this work away and work. And of course, this is not the first place to have done it, and I'm happy to be here. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Well, for Famble, we just the genuine at the studio or now we social media platforms and it's on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, other platforms. And one for say these are the people, these are the guests that we have for you today. And now young people are will do very well. Now they will need to corner and they will need to wait for make like able support young people for make we move from that stage where they don't serve young people and for say we already focused on. Well, as we hear from this particular one, member CSF can be part of the program through the number 080-2200-98, 080-2200-98, or 031-784193, or 07031-784193. That's the same number where you call and be part of the program through text message. Right, for you they watch me live on Facebook or on air, yourself can follow me as I say go now with Facebook channel, our Facebook page, we now answer for PDF and 100.5 Human Radio, where you're going to get this program live and yourself going to give contribution and give comment in regards to what we discussed today. Well, me na Arnold Kintu and I always be your host for this particular program. Give sense to you. And for today only, the topic where we focus at get for with the role of young activists in the fight against the push and the inspiring story of Ambassador Ibrahim Touré journey from Kenema to Freetown. Well, for sake of this particular one, I want for bringing the first guest, we na Ambassador Aisha Memunatu Sise, we come out from advocacy for gender equality, peace building, and human rights. And of course, with every way you introduce yourself. But this time around, what for start with you in regards to what we really discussed today. In the context of Sierra Leone, when we say push, you're not a young person, you're not an activist. Before we go to the role of young people, what you understand when we say push, what that they mean to Sierra Leone so to young people? So this one.
Okay, thank you. So in Salon, this is the way they call push. We know say that we more than waiting they call drugs. That thing will symbolize a wider social crisis. That thing will very dangerous. We don't affect we youth them. It don't disturb their whole lot. It don't disturb their mental breakdown. It don't lead to but could not be addiction, but could not be addicted. It don't lead to mental illnesses. It don't lead to a lot of crimes there. It don't lead to homelessness. Some people, as at that time, they began sign for it. Well, this starting we not to them saying that before me happen. I come in contact with this person here, so in common a well-to-do family. Who I say well-to-do, they don't they spend pala and family don't they invest in them like computer participate they call push. And we then our hospital where they call choice ram. A family don't overspend. And that's why they tire because this thing where they call money, they just go pick and money grab them. You get for work hard for them. So that's why it's all waiting family they do. Instead persist, they take this intake of this thing. So if family they left and behind, they neglect her. Then they don't need to waiting. Mental neglect. So this way they call push and don't destroy we mentally, socially, emotionally, all the leaders. That they were very poisonous and devastated. And I don't know the word I for use, but that they were down to poisonous. If again the word where I dey use past devilish thing, I go want for replace that with her. And don't lead to frustration of we youth there. And don't lead to hopelessness. Some of we youth don't get that way they call hope. Some might not believe say tomorrow day. Because the way don't misuse some people, like, they see very educated people there. When they begin future, they like today, there is no future. It don't cause poverty. Because if you don't take this, your mindset will be divided. You need to get a fixed mind, say, I will do this, I'm capable of doing this. So that then when you tell them, they say, I want to be lawyer, I want to be ministers, I want to be whatever better thing. But because of this intake of this drug, it don't limit their thoughts.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Of course, yeah, you already don't give me a brief background in the context of Sierra Leone. Yeah, and of course, I think now that we can use for able tell people waiting now for waiting a push. And for Sierra Leone, we can call and say this now a deadly virus, the evil virus, not some sorry, drug, a even drug, because these are something we just can for destroy young people. Because we don't see a lot of stories, we don't see a lot of issues and don't they happen, and we don't they find out, we don't they see within the reasons in regards to this. And for in addition to waiting Ambassador Aisha Memnoso say, therefore do it when we say push, for possibly they take push, we can for describe now people away at the end of the day they think about so football league one, or you see the past athlete, they go and sleep by himself, or you see an athlete in publicly they sleep by himself, or these are people where can just go and thief, take people and property them. We don't see them a lot. We don't see clean salon them and all that things. But we'll come to that particular one day. As you don't talk about this, the context, not salon, in regards to drug. I think one of them will get for you is what's your best to engage young people. But before going into that particular one, with all your observation, na salon, this drug, waiting you conclude or you will tell family about this particular drug.
So waiting, I will tell people we need to abstain. Anything when they come with betterment, anything when they improve your life, you don't need for continue for take am. You need for totally abstain. There are a lot of some people don't go through waiting they call mental breakdown because if we even against psychiatric homes there, you get a lot of issues the way people will tell you say that because of the reason family issues. I want to tell people out there say there is hope. They all not lost. With or without those challenges, you need to move forward.
Okay. I think we get a lot for discourse in regards to experience. So maybe waiting you said to observe or you don't see on waiting the apple. Yeah. And thank you so much, Ambassador Aisha Memunatu Sise from Advocacy for Gender Equality, Peace Building, and Human Rights. Of course, it gets an acronym, but I don't know for I will wait another time. But I just want to bring in okay, we will come to that name, madam. Ambassador Ibrahim Toure, we na the executive director and founder for Youth Chemistry, and this na the young man this where we all don't see in social media talks and don't they go out say these are the young person we move. Imagine from Kenema, Waka on foot, take free talk. So before we go to any other discussion, tell me small but the journey, how this come about, head, how it end up, waiting at the experience,
Sierra Leoneans, home and abroad, I believe say we get a commitment, a solid one for make sure say we stabilize the dreams of young people and back the homes of the poor, the homes of the rich, and of course the homes of Christians, the homes of Muslims. This is a national fight, a battle where we should not blame a single unit. As Sierra Leoneans, we get a role for play where we are all victims as well. Nobody know within a saloon. We will tell me say you not get affected yet in this social scourge with the face, another push, and this drug misuse and drug abuse. First of all, now under Youth Chemistry, we established the project where me and some of my sensitive and possible, mindful and careful friends them way one foresee the change of narratives for young man them. Yeah. We all come together and say, well, let us do something that is very important and that is timely and effective. And so I started it with community sensitization. I look at and say, I won't forget a national landscape where I will amplify the voice and also get exposed to issues to understand the layman's point of view along the road. And so on the 24th of October 2025, I decide for Waka. I start my Waka from Kenema, I go through Lungi, across Kamfrito, just for pass on this message. So the theme of the program will be sustainable development through youth empowerment, education, peace, and the fight against drug abuse in Sierra Leone. And so along the road, I engage with so many youths, approximately 8,000 young people, schools, Okada riders, market women, community members, family groups, all of them people there. So I be able to interact with them on time. There are challenges we are faced along the road, including some policy statements we certain people they make. But I look at and say we got a role for play. We all get, we personal differences, but rather we have to look at a way how we able for, make the information very symmetric. This is not a time for blame any party in the sense, the government, authorities, opposition, or
Yeah.
whosoever.
Sure.
We careless this thing too much. We set months for years, they allow this thing to grow like a wildfire along the road until this push business and the road don't scatter. And now we want for faith and they push blame to people. So to me, there is no need, although they blame people any longer, now we take up the responsibility. If a single person don't cross regions from Kenema through Lungi to Freetown, I believe say, what about you within a corner?
Yeah.
You can also do something like Aisha was saying, Kush na very dangerous something. But one thing I can tell people, let's make Kush dangerous and that Kush not get sense. Yeah. The smoke and here yourself, you're not going to say, now this thing and they can smoke. Unlike what people let me get jamba. If then they smoke jambas on side, automatically they will capture this person. Say something is happening here.
Sure.
Kush not get sense. As a result of that, it does spark a national security concern. This national security concern, it involves everyone. And perhaps it might be a border, risk control. That is, anything affects Sierra Leone, it got potential for affect Guinea, Liberia, and Ivory Coast. So to me, I want to tell every Sierra Leonean say, the work away I work not more important. Like the impact we are creating to the lives of people. So if person denies say I'm not worker, not to record about one who creates. But along the road, I find out say like it was also a record. Since 1920s, we then count intermotives, we motorcar business guys are saloon. We are the first official person who don't cross them boundaries there as well. The people are there, these communities are there, we will show say yes, this person is worker. And I want to tell anybody, say, if anybody give me lifts na road, make it a public. May talk say, I help this person. Again, lift, let's show me the time, how it happened. I believe say, we won't forget, but I believe say not will happen again.
Yeah.
But I tell God, thank you, the impact is there. And I'm happy to be here today to discuss issues that fight to, transform the mindset of young people in Sierra Leone.
Thank you. I think we get a lot for discourse because for make somebody just sit down and act in this young age, most of us will be carried away by social activities. Most of us get other things away with engaging. Instead of a put on parties, I would take and say, this is just something, make any sense. Where you just sit down and build up yourself and say, oh, I need to do something. I need for create an impact. I need for change people's lives. And you, one of the things that we are learned from you is that focus on any political issue. For say, I didn't a party A or party B, on a party A and I cause this or party B and I cause this. The idea is so general. So with all the moves that we don't move, from day one, Usa you start to Usa you day so today. People go on for how many days you spend because from Kenema to Freetown, how many
Well,
months?
what can happen? I'm not waiting for say Usa day today because I get date where I end.
Yes, that's
So
it.
apart
That
from
that
this
was
one,
you go tell me. Apart from this, yeah.
from Kenema to Freetown, I take 26 days on the road. But the 26 days not to because lazy for work I make I delay na road. So many other people don't tell me say if not themselves, people don't take 1 week. No.
Wow. Something they say 2 months or 1 month or
But one thing are the most important thing na that
yes.
I need for sleep na some major time and engage some 2, 3, 4 schools. And so those schools, and then the Monday I will get 1 or 2 schools. Tuesday I get another, and the same district or the same big town. For example, we get my Junction. We get how many schools? We get my Sheka, we get how many schools? I know we just go, I talk to one small group of people and move on. It means another impact people's lives. So now maybe take me, 26 days. But remember, every thing we do in this world gets a positive and a negative effect. There were so many issues and challenges. The atmosphere are not be friendly for me. And of course, challenges of passing through rough forest even though I know say yes, this place is risky, but I pass through the side of it to make sure say I try to maintain the authority of meeting these young people. Discipline and consistency now make I go reach that far. Imagine what I go through if I show you my legs, the kind blood we settle on my toes. Yes, I decide for ignore all that and make sure say I focus on the purpose, because if by the end of the day I decide number one, I reach my shekara, I be cut off, I don't destroy, the ideology of people who don't believe in that leadership.
Yeah.
And so I had people who believed in me. I had people who wanted to see the reality. So for their sake, I become consistent and resilient to bring the change. So now, also this expose realities. For see, in Sierra Leone, now we just don't tire.
Yeah.
But everything is possible. The ordinary man can do something where, very extraordinary. Like what we say, no government not put on, no NGO not put on this on a personal resources what we do for mobilize. Not to say I don't want not to say I don't want government money. Right now, if the partnership meaning you send somebody with a car, because we therefore amplify the voice. There are a lot of communities within the provinces who don't get alliance with resources. And then people and they will say one, say yes, we are ready. So which means there is a lot of influence what they will get within these local parameters. If we look towards them, we have a long way to go. And that is where Sierra Leone has to start. Because people don't feel say no money they work and it's with me. If na idleness I be the part, I'm not for the again, I'm not for the media houses. I was just in at least the workers. But I set a time frame, I work out for each free time, and I'm sure today we have a lot of people with proud sayers. We are happy that this man started this work. And you know how many people are more influence around the world? That alone, it gets a lot of impact to it creates. So for me in Sierra Leone, this is not just a record, like what they say, it is a purpose and it is a movement. We don't stop yet. The youth chemistry come for stay, we get a lot for do. We get so many commitments, we get so many partnerships for make, and I get so many youth organizations where they are partners to make sure say yes, this thing become a national issue. Because I might be small, from the outside, but the inside can be so much, huge for capture the realities really on ground. And we can ask from what John F. Kennedy said, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. So people are saying idleness and believe, oh, I was working.
But there is an impact.
Yes, and I walk and decide as well like
For the mere fact, people are even going on media and even discuss what the issue say. This young man don't move from social place to social place. And they already draw
So which I will add,
yes.
if it's a way full 7 million population, it's not liable. No, not just assume say now lie say they work. I follow you full 8 million population. No. Yeah. People are doing meet me now, will be tempt me, hey, can I give you a lift? Ask them, I deny. Because I know say 10 like this here for car. And I capture, yes, I use a GPS for track every event. As I be work and I saw the thing that the line behind me. So you track how many miles I walk per day, the distance where I cover per day, the speed where I take, the phone calculates everything. Why that happen? If na motorcar work out me, the speed is faster than way possible. So for Sierra Leoneans, I don't know so in the modernized world, not to trade, where somebody could just like build something of a lie. If na lie possible, most don't grab against and say na lie this man is man. But bro, I thank God say, without one challenge the matter, I may challenge you. Next year people will say they want worker.
Wow.
Let us go see.
Let us go see and know what's in the inside.
He feels it.
Yeah,
knows it.
Thank
So I
you.
tell myself,
Very correct. Thank you so much. Of course, Fambo is now an interactive program where we want to make as young people. Of course, we don't see a lot of comments and messages on the BP now with social media platform and other platform them all now with text box per se. And also, I want to encourage you say this now moment for make yourself able learn. And yourself as parents or possibly they listen, we even on radio or live on Facebook, yourself can come around, call your neighbor a Pekin or your own Pekin for make yourself can learn because we get a lot of things there. And this a young man we move, imagine all the way from Kenneman to Freetown. Hey, not to one grade something. Imagine 26 days. Someone can say I can take 1 month. Someone can say I can take 2 months. Someone can say then kind instance and they may I take 3 months. Someone, the talk them boku, everybody get the way out in the passive, the kind of the way this week what I think. Ambassador Ibrahim to you. We want to appreciate you because you've done well. And on behalf of fans of folk, we want to appreciate the good work where you don't do, the impact, the lives that we don't church one way or the other, the changes where you don't create that young people their life. And hopefully this will continue. And we'll come to you back for make we can learn more because it is just the beginning. And we have more to say to Sierra Leoneans and for young people and also we don't move into the box. But as the topic say, the focus for today on discussion say the role of young activists in the fight against push. And we deal with one Pawi, founder and executive director for advocacy for gender equality, peace building, and human rights, Madam Ambassador Aisha Memunatu Sise, with you tonight studio. And hearing from this particular man, story, this young man, and activist, what are the things the way you think say young people can do? This is one. But in regards to what you say, what you learn and what you say for tell young people say, we all get the role, we all get the rights, we all get the platform if only we use them in a positive way.
So, in Dog Bogo, I learned Bogo. So, one thing we learned that as an individual, you need to be an adventurer. You need to take certain steps there for reach yonder. You know, go sit down at your pinny corner, you say, I will be that, I will reach there. You need to come out like comfort zone at times for you reach there. Waiting this a try for tell me. Perseverance is necessary. So I advise all the young ones out there say no matter what you should do, no be relentless. Continue. Hard work pays. It will take time at some point, but you definitely reach there.
And one thing way I learned from one of my boss, they tell me say the reward for hard work is small work. The reward for hard work is small. So man can say the reward for hard work is wages or salary. But this has to do with more work. Imagine if not be any other person like he starts the one I work at take and so the visual issue. Like I put the one like so. I know good I was it. But anyways, the movement is not only for the worker, but it get for do with the impact and the issue with this young man want for address. So, coming on to the topic proper, Madam Aisha, what's the evil way to say young people themselves can play in regards to the fight against the push? Because this will be a menace and an evil world. We don't kill a lot of young people. When I go to treat, you meet them, but commands, tie in close and foot. So, my if you show you this of foot where he gets, anyways, just say attention, but you get a lot for say, creating a role as an activist.
So some of the roles there as young person wey for play, we need for be like an eye opener. At least you dey like corner, you say together like say for play that whole day. So person wey if you say involved in terms of taking of push, you advise you go take a small one, they go a long way. They say one thing where at least they help us in a therapy talk, a discussion. You don't feel say at least like what then I'm your corner. So despite me not lost. But at some point I don't need for showcase me say me not lost. At some point I go then I'm your corner. I see this person here they take push. I go do I'm calm. You know me your small one. You know if you say continuously taking of this, look this on one side, you don't get wounded, you don't fade, you looks there all, you don't change, you don't feel say you need for change. If at all, now situation warrants this for happen, you need for stand up because at times you need to take some of your flaws that you say, are the user against me. No. How you go able to change that mindset now we work hard on that. So my advice why they give you one day and let we all be eye opener so we come be there as an activist. You said you don't like call a day, you said an activist. Because one role of an activist that for pass on messages in a right way, in a positive way. So you self they be an eye opener and an activist.
Yeah. I think we still get more roles than as we don't hear it from we. And I make us say I get experts in the studio. Of course, we experts they talk, they really know say yes, you get the stuff and you get the experience in this. Of course, when we talk of push in this country, we don't see even other people jump involved. And one of the things they get for do with the judiciary, and the security sector. Ambassador Ibrahim, when moving from when you take this like from Kenema to Freetown, how the place been so secure for you on side? How was it? Because some man can say maybe you work at say you reach na push, maybe in a net, or you will continue for work. But how was the safety in regards to the move where you take? And the people that way you meet, where you engage in some communities there, what's the result? Any success story we go for share it too?
Well, in the beginning, because of the don't show say it's people say yeah, now the success story. Now that some people be there that for what thing will happen to me now good. And if anything will happen to me now, it's only the community not the bad name, the districts, the region will happen because I was a big brand working. Nationally, people know where they come. And it'll be strange again to the the people who in the locality. If they come to them and they tell you, say, oh, don't see this person online. This thing we do, so we appreciate what you do. May God bless you. Prayers started coming. You know, one emotional part where I share with most of them, now we are able for eat and dine, and small town there. Because if you want for now people to live, you have to live in their own system. And I'm not gonna lie to you, there were times where I work on a net. For those moments, now my personal, opinion, for that share, for that not share, what's happen, what's not happen. Because I want to tell every Sierra Leonean say for stay safe, always work on during the daytime. If maybe forced for work on a net, I mean why I work on a net. But I want to tell everybody again, say this is a testimony, say Sierra Leone gets peaceful people them na the sub-region. And get people them what they think national, and get people them what they think peace. Irrespective of me background, who say they not sabi me, they don't know that camp. The moment you hand over yourself to the chief, then they protect you until the morning hours. And therefore, you have to make sure you try for the in line with the core values of working. Why you work, you have to make sure say you don't interpret anything where they against the political landscape or where they against the normal landscape of the ordinary personality. If you look around the road where Waka connects the 4 regions for sure say in Sierra Leone we are just divided by tribes, but of course we are connected by roads, we are connected by social issues. From east to the west, every Sierra Leonean gets similarities, almost the same attributes. People already can have the same attributes and get if you check in Freetown, there are similarities. Which is why I was happy to have met these people to get a lot of things on earth, the vulnerability of children, where they go school without learning materials. Those things we are seeing on the road. The potential threat of women, where they, in terms of medical threats, where they pambele, where some say they don't get proper medical facility. Those things also we are observing, the critical opinion of the local mindset, how they see me work around. Some of them be frustrating, some of them be intriguing, some of them be motivating. At the end of the day, all good, bad, and the ugly we are managed well to make sure say are able to fulfill the realities on purpose. Because it was not just about waiting the people they say. Everybody gets your opinion. I can remember I reached one school where I try to talk to the principal in question. He tell me say, what you do now, I do this now, a waste of time. That one was very frustrating. So the moment I share that thing on Facebook, I get a lot of interesting moments, comments, attractive people and when they call for check on you. Oh, you okay? No follow waiting that person tell you. This now some of the bad minds them always get. Every Sierra Leonean gets a potential for protect your community. Drug abuse in Sierra Leone, at times I can talk and say we are not focusing on producers' perspective, but rather looking at the consumer's perspective. The young one, the more they take up. Many times, I begun to do this advocacy talking to young people, we'll find out, say, after 2-3 months, we see new people and they go add again by the push boys.
Yeah.
Meaning, sometimes the one that we not get, we're not into push, not get the awareness yet. So that was why we decided to work on the road, school to school, community member, market women, for engage with them. Let them know say there is a potential threat. Those people who are push victims today, they were like us, decent, shy, productive, educative, committed to national development. But because they fall victim, there they are, with sores and scars, marginalization as well as so many saga where they go to. The so food now we receive our borders, and perfume we see them. But nowadays,
They don't go.
you know them female acting again, these are realities. Somebody will claim like me and you, now take that action. See the consequences. So the thing is, there are people who they take drug, but they misuse. If people are not misuse kush, nobody not forget time with them. Because Jamba don't come at this country so many years back. We don't only see Jamba make person pick and go. We never see Jamba make person
go pay fruits go.
get some food so they come up and make everything.
Yeah.
So now the abuse wey boys them abuse this thing. We make it come out of hand.
Okay.
Sometimes you need to take just 1, 2, you begin go 3, 4. At the end of the day, you company where you the Falamakata, you get a strong immune system than you. Most of the people who fall victim are the one that will Falamakata. Now they fall victims. So we have a role to play. We still have a role, not just advocacy, but conscientization. Give them conscience, make them know say apart from change, we don't want you to go there. Let them know the consequences. That is the conscientization.
Okay.
Not just the advocates say push for go. If push go, there are other drugs. There are other drugs with in line.
Very correct.
Fine. So I can remember many times we can do research on background. There are alternatives. We have tramadol, we have trapetadol, where people get alternative for consume one or the other.
Yeah.
Because 2 or 3 get alternative. But when it's short into 1, you find out you change your choice of consumption. If you come to the normal one, you begin to take either TM or trapetadol at the end of the day. So what we look at, if there is any means for the price of these things increase, there is going to be a maximum cost of consumption for every young person in this country. Something now way cheap make them they go into it too much. But if they reduce the price, if they increase the price, a lot of boys when they get that 15 millions, you know now say the thing at 30,000. They buy 2 now at the end of the day. So to minimize them.
Don't you think like what you try for say for do it one the security aspect of it?
Okay.
Because imagine we get Sierra Leone, we not get any tree where they produce kush. Right?
Okay.
We not get any tree and plants and some say this now kush tree this.
Okay.
On a kush then they manufacture and the plant is so they can wait to say for a can processor.
Alright.
This is something that is coming out from another country where they come. So another thing we will be just one for ask from you findings touch on the area of security personnel because the security in one of the key sectors and we recently I will say I'm boldly now because His Excellency President Julius Maada Bio come out and say the fight against Kush now all money of it and the security need for put more pressure in this. This is the time that we start to see security and
let me come to something.
Yeah.
In the issue of His Excellency coming on board, for publicly defame the act of drug consumption in Sierra Leone, you don't see and say it's a national security concern. That is one. The responsibility to awaken the minds of every Sierra Leonean.
Yeah.
Because in first priority in human capital development and quality for our free quality education.
And moving to the fixed salon project.
Yeah. So now let us look at human capital development, therefore be effective if only the youth are active.
The manpower.
And of course, we get 60% of the national population we made up of young people. So which is why His Excellency look at and say it is necessary for let it come out and provoke people into action for stop putting in it. So what are they saying now? If by all means they want for tackle and they still look and fight with resolute actions for make sure they can stop the things that will happen as alone in terms of drugs. Beating someone for consuming a substance when a mental project. Now for me, a mistake.
Thank you.
Why they arrest policeman because they smoke? push. That policeman now person let me hear you, now motorman let me hear you. And not get anything way different from me and you. The moment you don't begin consume the thing, somebody vulnerable. You dey beat her now, you know. In fact, you just dey tell her normal say anytime we dey smoke and when away go inside the bush, go kill yourself.
Imagine.
If by all means they encourage them, when you meet somebody, they do this thing, not criminalize drug consumption.
Okay.
Criminalize the sales of drugs.
Okay.
And
So-
encourage the one that when they pan this victimized action, those who don't become victimized, let them get a way of rehabilitating them and encourage them back into the real life for no say there is a life after push, there's a life after drug misuse. I believe you'll get a lot of fulfillment for get, and these are lessons where we will learn at the end of the day. But looking at it currently, why if I arrest police, if you say that policeman different from the civilian, we are all human beings. Why you arrest them? You publicly disgrace them, you publicly defame them, you dey send message out there which is an over-report. Now a sabotage to even the authorities where they in charge. If the policeman is smoke push, what about the civilian? People will talk that way. So why you not go manage the information?
So they want
Compress am.
them for protect we, and
Yes.
then they go into
Compress the information. You know, when you go to the United States of America and other countries, bad things and they happen, they even pass Sierra Leone because they get past
you
almost
never
100
see it, but you
population.
don't ever see
They
it.
get way how they manage them.
Yeah.
So we get to look for ways for manage the information and look at and say the security personalities, anyone by the way you catch into this thing, try to force for find out what happened.
Okay.
Why this man wait for protect the people? Don't go into this thing.
Okay.
And I've tell you, say it's not just about not just because job not the nine people in the team. Because there are people when they work. You understand? We don't jump into this thing where they all don't become affected. So it is not about unemployment. It is not about hardship. We make people and they go into this drug abuse. So we have to look at them. We don't have to be collective, idea binding, sort information from people and see how we will for collectively work as a nation. So with that, I believe so we can reduce them because perhaps we're not able for totally wipe out.
Sure.
Yes, but
Thank
we're
you.
for reduce them. Tell them thank you.
Thank you so much. Of course, these are just things that like Sierra Leoneans and no boy fine for. They say Alec Nef Sharp say you get for sharp and back, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So I think there's more in and we've learned a lot from what you don't say. Yeah. And another thing we have just want to move this one. So but I just come to the activist thing on side, Ambassador Aisha. You don't hear it from this young man we don't take the move and Instagram creates impact. You don't hear the life story. Imagine from the one. So 26 days and 236 miles through Lumi, right? Now this man used. So imagine the talk where this man they can talk all get for this drug. And this drug not this alone, a kind of can. So as an activist, who do you think like these are the perpetrators or these are the people where you think say now then they cause this? Because you're waiting the man say, so we know let me left for one after people really consume, but people rather people really bring them in. Yeah.
So as of now, I feel say the government will use something again and adjustments done there because within our media we will see now they make arrest of lots of people where they sell out. Because this na thing wey not just there at the public, na thing wey hidden, people they hide. So the best market tell person this advice here because me I like advice. The advice what they give now for the one the way they take them. If you know the one they say wey they take them back, self no they hear you, they get it but they hear you. At some point they talk as a charity begins at home. I feel that at some point we parents themselves play vital roles at this intake of drugs from the way they picking the way they're born. Because some parents they then had the host them. Some man no get time for a picking. Just imagine you then a host side, the mama no get time. In a kind of house, they go sell it, they go do business. Yeah, we know say a survivor. But some certain stages there where they prioritize, you make time for the picking. If you don't let you begin for morning, waiting they come to house as for Ghana for counseling. So you can find out and the quick thing where they influence with the young one then na peer influence. e just feel bad when pikin dey go school. Like he say, Komrane day na school with a pikin. But you get a role indirectly, despite you know dey na that school day, you get that role wey you dey play. How? Make all their relationship with the teachers then. I don't dey observe, I don't dey suspect say the pikin don dey take this or im behavior don change. Because the first school na from us. Where you dey take this thing here, how your behavior dey change. If you no plan PTI people like, you dey start for PTI people like. If you no plan to molest big one then, you dey start for molest big one. You the patient, caution. Wetin happen? Why make me pikin dey behave so? Na something don go on. The best thing wey you for do, the primary thing wey as parents you for do, get one-on-one talk with your pikin. Because at times, stress dey lead to overputting. E dey disturb the hypothalamus, e dey lead to frustration. Maybe na small thing go don happen, like the instance of psychiatric homes. I get this conversation with one inmate wey be dey. They ask her wetin are the reason because Wednesdays they can get one-on-one therapy session with the nurses and to themselves.
Yes.
Some man dey tell his story compared to wetin be happen or the initial stage wey im come to as at now the improvement, if e don dey improve, if e don dey deteriorate, the more conversation again thing dey happen. At least when you don find out say your pikin don dey encounter anything dem dey as kumbula, talk to your pikin. Wetin are some of the things dem dis? Like that boy wey I come in contact with, he say, hey, why make him begin take drugs? Na una business. In the sex with him person, he say he need take. So na the reason that they will make him take her. Some people go tell you say some of the reason wetin make dem dey take her, they get family issue. Some man go tell you say, I forget this land. Yes, when my papa or mama die, then take her from me. So if you dey get a conversation with this particular individual, the initial stage, you dey get words of encouragement, consoling, words them. I feel say that point say where that person reach, you know go reach there. Some cobra they neglect them pikin them. They will say no more this pikin and I'm a pikin, but that conversation not there. So I dey advise them with cobra them. Let them go they make time for them pikin them. Some pikin they no need space. Yes, you go give pikin space when the time when need it for this space. But build one-on-one. I can always get example to my daddy. My daddy na that kind person when I mentor to me. As at now, I was not like this kind person. I be very shy. As you start conversation, me, yeah, they don't they settle with water. But at some point, they communicate with me, my daughter. This na a Gen Z generation. You know what communicate, people know go hear you word if you know open you want stop. Now when you voice out, the layman go hear you. And when the layman hear you, the layman say go communicate to you, waiting in the face. And now they go make una all move together and in glove. So I dey advise comrade, una continue for the get conversation with una pikin dem. Something the way they happen, they not fit happen. But because we neglect we pikin dem, make they happen. So the first contact we I will blame that the comrade down to the one the way they sell this way they call push. Some man don't get conscience because this my parents always get conscience, you don't know what you they do. You know the pets for get money, you know the pets for build that mountains where you they soccer people down there. Not so money down there. You they damage the country as a whole. Because if one man they down, then we all know they down. So we interconnected. You know say we belong. When you meet up with him, you full of family. Like family, like family. We they help with them. Some of we the nurses that we don't go build families that we medical. Schools the way we find with them. Yes, where we they go for practical. So they always they advise people say we need for be one another skipper. And with small peer group, at least their positivity will spread. Because peer group now they affect me greatly. And they always talk at
Because that's Ambassador Ibrahim himself they say because of the influence.
Yes.
Say some of them now people away just come in through influence. Say color justice. Yes, then they fall victim. And when you go inside, there's something we not evil for make you left like so.
So you don't see. So this are some of the things there where at some point you go blame the one the way they sell her. But with family members then, with mama then, they self get the blame. Because if the enforcing team they know they find out for dick and because me they take her not gonna say they sell her. Now the one the way they take her they know. So I no go know. So the best I can advise person, learn for take caution, learn for be yourself. Like you say, peer influence dey affect. Yes, na true, but at some point I will accept am.
No way, thank you.
I don mingle with friends dem wey some people na chiller type. I know say I comot na home, I no be a chiller type of person. I know say if I do this, me daddy go sit me down and say na so, because you get a role for play. So I no dey do that way. So this all na your mindset. Some people they don't be victimized of course, but they decide for give change a chance. Some people change. Some people, due to this conversation we dey get, so some man change, some man say, that's true, I go change. We don't dey see them. People in there psychiatric home, they don't come out, they continue with waiting them be there back. So you mindset, it's not a time for blame. If you say you dey blame at some point, when you don't know that some of the perpetrators, thank God the enforcement team don't they make am known to we. And now no I died, not they find anything. From where we president, His Excellency Dr.
Make them very clear.
Make am very clear. Yes. So we at some point we need for blame ourselves, we need for take ownership of the mistake. Some people not to panic for example. I want feel waiting they call this push. Some people are take within themselves, they intake am.
Right. I think we get a, can I say, different stories, two stories, but we are all pointing at the same direction, at the same point. And of course, one of the things that we also be one day we also touch on Ambassador Ibrahim, waiting you don't hear me from waiting this young lady, don't say we activist as a young person, because you get to do with the whole way young people in the play in this work we do. One get to do with answer for example, there's a platform that we can create for make we will pass on the message for reach to other people. You consider you know right now you don't reach past how many people, thousands of people with this kind of message. Everybody gets a word from me, right? But what do you think say that the can I say the security sector more where I want for make we emphasize on say okay now they were not the cause of this really happen. Now they were not the cause of this really happen. Would I go on for give the blame from all the observation then where you get how this push the cap and how young people will get access?
I'll tell you from the beginning, say it is time for now we stop for blame people. Now we stop for blame units. One of the major things
it is still coming.
I'm coming.
Yeah.
One of the major things they slow it down as a nation are blames. Prior to now, opposition will blame central government. The central government will blame opposition.
Sure.
And so with regards to that, this will be a game theory. You cannot call the ambulance when your opponent is bleeding. In so many ways, we get for look at and say, not time to blame. Let us take responsibility for the mistakes we've made as a nation and try to correct it and fix it permanently. As a nation, we have been through so many challenges. It's 11 years of war, come through HIV and AIDS outbreak, gone through a lot of Ebola, Corona, mudslide, flooding, house collapsing. These are tragic events that have happened within Sierra Leone, which I believe say, if somebody they write things about Salone, always putting up or penetrating the negative actions that happen to the people. These are the issues we even lead to now as a nation. We don't get restricted from traveling to the United States of America. Blaming one party. Don't send we. Yesterday I make a video towards that. So some of the things are blaming and sending reasons about who is to blame or who is not to blame.
Not affected.
It not solve the problem. It affects we as a nation. Donald Trump, in so many ways, I'll see it happen. Today it is official in the all signers in Sierra Leone. By January 2026, all immigrant issues from Africa, Sierra Leone to America, therefore constant, meaning they get for put to corner. These are some of the problems we get for the get. We still get for the blame ourselves back at that same corner. So this is why I just want for them to look at and say in Sierra Leone, the challenges that we don't face over the years, there's so much that we go for look at them. It's time, yes, when somebody they in front row for take up the activism, like we don't take up. So Una when I dey na the media houses here, una invite we say, we can go discuss.
This is
That is partnership. I'm talking about this.
Okay.
Okay, this is partnership.
Mm-hmm.
Una see what we do.
Mm-hmm.
You get me?
Yeah.
Una call. Say let us discuss.
Sure.
We come, we discuss, we get solutions. People had the benefits, we scatter. When things like drug abuse they affect alone, if we say we point fingers always, nobody know they accept saying that he cause the problem. So now what we do? Let us take the responsibility as Sierra Leoneans. Nobody know pull himself in. We all na Saloma, we all evolve. So if you know say you na Saloma, we all get the blame. You dey try for wake up. How you dey wake up? That is small corner where you get able for play. I ask some villagers, waiting are some of the solutions. And see if they give them an emergency line. They could corona be the way they call say, cause if they are get corona or Ebola, they say they will call. You think that person I don't talk it up, it's a sensitive one, it's a positive one, it in place. So these are some of the things we need. In fact, in the white man's country, what did they do? Somebody they become inquisitive for change in country. In Sierra Leone, that's not the hard reality. We nobody. Somebody no will prosecute in Fambul over the gain of national development. They need one. So you see, say we all get so many negative things where they happen around this. So well, if you are saying who is to blame, I don't support that statement. But what else should we do as a nation? Is the question we should be asking, and how are we going to do it? When are we going to do it? Because there are a lot of things surrounding. Imagine we are fighting drug abuse, now we don't get immigration issues. It's affecting students, it's affecting family members, it's affecting business personalities. We can go to the United States and come. So these are all issues again where they affect me. Okay. What if again it is a plus for me? Maybe these restrictions will make the selling or importing and exporting of modern things here. Maybe it will reduce so more that. And it's in America, But what if the diaspora world who seize or send some of them things here because of the restrictions they have over the face? I want always tell you, say this is a platform to learn. And this is a place where we have to be careful with what we manage as information, because there are people who hear, there are people who benefit, and people who regard it with high esteem. And so influencing them has to be very careful. We have to take our time in what we say here, because it is not about sabotaging any group, or of course influencing the lifestyles of the young people in Sierra Leone.
Thank you. I think we've learned a lot, and in regards to this particular one, time don't bet we, and I know say we get a lot for the scores, but I will also want for bringing the activists to your side as we prepare for round up for this particular program now. I don't really know in regards to preventing this kind of fight or for making it go stop. We're giving Ambassador Ibrahim self don't tell we say himself this is the goal, we not blame nobody. Because everybody, let me just say, because everybody na it, everybody na the perpetrator, you will cause the havoc. And imagine the judiciary also don't take a role. Imagine right now, even Saturday, they even see the cases of people and we involved in drug. And we just don't say recently, then charge 2 people to 30 years of imprisonment in regards to the possession of drug. And we don't see who said them pull uniform and policeman and back. All the things that they happen. Is it enough? Is it enough for the fight against the push in regards to always really discuss? And after that, then we will come to the final message.
So I don't feel saying enough. We need to do more. As our colleague guest, Mr. Ibrahim, don't say. This fete are not a one person fete, not to blame games. Now we all are collective efforts. And as I say, we need to be each other's keeper. We need to be watchman, as our Korean man say. For watch you watch me. We need for advice we say, because this advice here, you know, not going to reach that end, you know how they say stop. So
okay, thank you so much. Of course, we don't learn and we all get a role for play. That's the main order underlining word. We all get a role for play. And we all need for educate that responsibility right now. So finally, before you go, waiting at the message when you get, maybe we can say for the parent then, because as you say, you emphasize on more on the parent and your side. And for young people, you as an activist, if this is continue for Apple in the next 2-3 years, how you envision or how you envision CLU in the next 2-3 years? Finally, you give a message.
Okay, so to the parents them, as I be say earlier, they will continue for do proper monitoring to the pikin there. Because now one thing, in arts for still you pikin, you don't train you pikin, you don't put her in school, both primary, secondary, university, you see him be a dropout. You see in there amongst in peers there, where they neglect her, where you know wanted na the society. So una need for do proper monitoring as a parent. So what's that especially?
In regards to now moving forward, if there's the Apple and I go with Vision CLU and if that the Apple team thinks there's what put in place. Finally, just short message.
So in the next 2 years, our sister if this push intake they still continue. And they still say that sweet mama salon one for still reach and that you know go reach them. Because when you think say this nation here for move together, as we know, salon na motherland country. Now country who say we prioritize women there. We don't they see how we young people there, we young students there, we young girls there, we young women there don't suffer. So at the vision salon say we not go reach that mark there, that side also one for say. So we need to put a stop to this thing here. Because if there is no stop, we always at the end. We not go reach there. So we need for stop.
Thank you so much for that particular message. In him now, Aisha Memula Susise and the founder and executive director for advocacy for gender equality, peace building, and human rights. Of course, we're really from your side. So, before we come on to Ambassador Ibrahim Toure, I think most of the comment them will come up now, more compliments, in regards to the good work we guys, we wanna do, yeah. And just one for read few for play justice to we listeners in. One get for do it Hassan Aisha Kamara, they say congratulations, and from Youth Action for Gender and Climate Change, Climate Solution, they say thanks, Didan. And this other one say, well done, my brother, Honorable Ibrahim. He comes from Didan all the way from Germany. And this other one say, congratulations, from Jalo Saliu. And congratulations, King Two from Didan again. And this other one they say, well said. I think we also get another comment we come out from Didan. They say Didan is with you people now live. I think these are just some of the comments there. I think we don't get questions we need for answer in regards to waiting we don't discuss. But as we expect for end of the program now, Ambassador Ibrahim Toure, we not get somebody from you. And then they said, and then I take over. But other message there?
We will say Sierra Leone are a nation of resilient people, a nation of people that don't go through adversities, don't conquer them. A lot of things in the way we don't see as young people. We don't learn from young people, big one. And with time, the young people of Sierra Leone therefore inherit their social and conscious as well as responsible positions they have so big one they occupy. The heredity factor in inheriting their responsible positions they also therefore be well screened, well monitored, and well examined. For find out say we get well competent personalities, we not go into a mental drain for let it involve into public offices. Yeah. Imagine you get somebody who will take up as a honorable where they in charge of consumption of drugs. So always anything with the petition, the limitation of bringing drugs into Sierra Leone, in favor of. For every syndicate where they in favor of something, ever debate in favor of something where they go against the entity. So there are a lot of things we need to make sure say we monitor. There is something in the Greek language that put say we say mensana incorpore sano, which means a sound mind in a sound body. It's a Greek language, a Latin word. Okay. So mensana incorpore sano, a sound mind in a sound body. So many people in the way today they see them like they're okay. But trust me, where they are currently, if you tell them for deliver, they're not able, then they get potential, then we get huge productivity rates, where they be the key to their offices, to their schools, to their institutions. Because of the law involved into things we don't take their attention, pass them for left office and come down back and begin to blame central government, they blame the system, and a lot of things that will not happen. So we all as people with all land book, the one who know land book is, the one who in the marketplace, everybody gets a role for play. The grassroots, the superior content initiators, and all they get role for play to find out, say, the compliments, the support of every Sierra Leonean. If it matters to you, take it serious. If it don't matter to you, she don't let come and take in course on your life. Because there are a lot of things they way, if you watch other posts in your life, they go down because of your own personal interest. Then somebody back there for kind of interestly benefits from your own life where they go down. It's always a vice versa situation. I want to tell you thank you and much love to Hands of Hope, a young radio station with young people, with the administration for giving us this opportunity.
Yeah.
For them able for sell the message, we come on far, but the message don't go far.
Sure. I like that. That's it. We come off far and the message don't go far. And I don't also learn a sound mind in a sound body. Anyways, we don't learn a lot from this particular program today. And I just want to play justice to all the texters and people who just don't send comments. We not go able to respond to that time don't be tweet, but for play justice to the other one that we just say coming from Food ADMC. Say congrats Aisha for your valuable input in the discussion and also the other panelists in the studios. And this other one comes from Fatoma Kaba. It's a congratulations. And from Ali Conte, it's a great idea. Keep it up. And I think the other one that we don't read them again. So for today's on program of Gizes to You, remember, as I tell you earlier on, we don't discuss on the issue of the role where young activists them will play in the fight against the Kush. And the journey, the inspiring journey of we young man, we brother, we ambassador Ibrahim Toure, we all the way walk on foot from Kenema to Freetown. Of course, we don't get that very clear. And I'm proud, even I go right on a street, I will go talk and say yes. So everything is clear now. And one for appreciate with two panelists that we get for today on program, Ambassador Ibrahim and Ambassador Aisha Memunatu Sisi, for giving us the time and for come. This is a platform really good for young people where we think they will safety motivate and inspire other young people where they watch, we listen to me. My name is Anokintu, and plenty thank you to the executive producer, Madam Mariama Kaifona, to the media team headed by our brother Dezo and Boss Jonah, and to all management and staff of Answer Folk Radio. My name is Anokintu. One for appreciate everybody. Till next week.